Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of FitzRupee Cast featuring Dawn of War 2 Retribution. Red-Rupee here with you today. And we are here for our second game of the night. Of course, I didn't have one this weekend, so I'm giving you a bonus game today. And I'll give you 3 guesses where we're at. First 2 don't count, and it's none other than Calderis Refinery. Once again, another 2-on-2 right here in the Pit o' Death. And what can I say? All the good games I find just happen to be here. So let's go ahead, intromit the game here on the red side. Or rather, the red Tyranids on the blue side. We've got Mr. Koras as the Hive Tyrant, big nasty dude. Immune to suppression, emits a basic synapse, and kind of an odd couple, because on the other end of the spectrum, we've got our quick, nimble little teleporting mech boy, range commander, comes with his basic teleport, has all kinds of fun little shooty weapons. On the red team, of course, on the blue colors, always trying to confuse me as the caster, we've got Crucifer as our Lord Commissar, not hesitating to shoot his own troops to give them a morale boost. And then we have AZG as our Chaos Space Marine, Plague Champion, strong ranged hero, kind of like the Tech Marine, comes with his turrets, of course. Has some really nice melee war gears, though. Both his Plague Sword and Plague Fist are very powerful. We'll see if those come into play at all today. You know the map. It's going to be Calderis. Power on either side. VPs split right down the middle. Big center VPs where all the action's at late game. So we've got 2 ranged and 2 melee heroes. Of course, the Hive Tyrant much tankier than Mr. Crucifer over here, but as far as tanks go, the Commissar Lord is probably the tankiest of the Imperial Guard heroes. Pretty basic, usual build orders coming in for everybody. Koras with double Termagants, rather. Double shooters for Baka. Crucifer getting his 2 guardsmen, but I don't see any Sentinel coming on the field. Looks like he went straight for those Sergeants. Already got Sergeants on both of his Guardsman squad. Pushing into the center here. Looks like we'll have our first engagements rolling up as the Hive Tyrant gets ready to push forward. He already used his Hormagaunts to grab that center power there pretty quickly and keeping them in reserve, ready to make a push with all his squads once he gets into position as the Hive Tyrant leads the way and tanks the first few shots there of the Guardsman squad. In the meantime, we've got Chaos Space Marines and the Plague Champion facing off. Already scared off the Slugger Boys. 2 squads of shooters and the Mech Boy engaged right here, though. Of course, excellent use of this worship over here. That's exactly what you want to do with the Plague Champion, is just hide behind some green cover and hunker down for the long haul, because you can see these guys just tanking the damage away, and as soon as those shooters change their targets to those heretics, you can see the Chaos Space Marines go in and start punching them right out of the ground. Or right to the ground. Out of the ground. That makes no sense. Anyways, Commissar Lord already upgraded, it looks like, with his Power Sword. Looks the same, but you can see that little highlight around his fist icon indicating he's got that power melee. Hormagaunts moving in, cutting up some guardsmen. They don't care. They're just going to kind of kite around, open fire as they move. It looks like they might actually be able to wait these Hormagaunts out, but they're going to take some pretty heavy losses, deciding to retreat at the last second. Hormagaunts fall back too, but there's 2 nice healthy squads of Termagants from Mr. Koras right here, ready to tear up some power when they get the opportunity. Koras floating lots of wreck right now. I'm not sure. I guess they don't have a safe power node right now, choosing not to upgrade these generators since they're not sure if they'd even be able to hold it right now. Waiting for the Mech Boy to get into a better position, I suppose. They could always upgrade this one over here, since it seems like Mr. Koras has everything under control pretty well. But neither team has much power up right yet, so it's looking pretty good on both fronts. See, Shooter Boys again choosing to tear into those heretics. That's really what you gotta do, especially when you see the double CSM build. Make sure you get those heretics off the field against the Plague Champion so you can move in and actually cause some damage. Unfortunately for Mr. Baka, those Shooter Boys taking tons of damage while they were trying to do that. That Aspiring Champion really keeping those heretics in there. Only 1 heretic left in that summoning circle. It's more of a summoning line at that point, I guess. Can't really make a circle with 2 points. Unless, of course, you have a protractor. I don't know. Anyways, it's late. I'm doing a second game. Bear with me as I ramble endlessly and watch some destruction unfold. So anyways, looks like the blue team's in a bit of a... Or, sorry. Yes, the blue team is in a bit of a pinch. Trying to get out of the base here, Mr. Mechboy. Honestly, oh, I was getting ready to say, but he beat me to it. Honestly, the Def Gun would do wonders here. Teleport right up here behind this yellow cover and just blast them point blank with a face full of Def Gun. And in general, it looks like, wow, Crucifer just going super range build here. 2 guardsmen, Catachin Devils, and a heavy weapon team all on the field now. Noise Marines coming in for AZGs, so yeah, that's just going to be a big, nasty pile of ranged right there. 2 CSM, Noise Marines, 2 Guardsmen, Catachins, and a heavy weapons squad. This Warrior Brood probably going to go for the Barbed Strangler, at least that's what I would expect against Imperial Guard. It's very effective at nullifying all this range damage, especially when you see everything into a blob. One nice Barbed Strangler in the middle there would suppress everything and take it on out. And oh man, that heavy weapons squad in perfect position to cover, but the Hive Tyrant already knew where it was. Going in, engaging in a melee, getting a quick knockdown, and all the fireworks are going off. Commissar getting very low. Those warriors need to take him out. Oh, they better not let him get away. He goes down. Catachins doing their work though. Launching grenades, using their explosive shots and their shotguns, but everything has to fall back in the face of this Tyranid onslaught. Orcs coming in as well, just in case that wasn't enough. Plague Champion's out here now, but he's now by himself against both armies. He's going to have to be very careful. I don't think he's going to be able to take this on. Mechboy getting in position. Oh, he teleported in, but he wasn't set up. That's a mistake. Always try to be set up, then you can just immediately unleash. He would have caught all these Chaos Marines and the Plague Champion off guard right there with that suppression. And see, now they're in just a perfect spot to return fire. Although it looks like Mr. Crucifer needs to get back out here and give his ally a hand, because otherwise all this power is going down. Mechboy needs to open some fire. He finally gets that big range blob suppressed, and now the Shooter Boys can just kind of unleash on that. But still, even with that worship, even though they're suppressing, not doing any damage, they're just absorbing shots and delaying the power bash. So good play there by AZG. Both of the red team go in tier 2. Mr. Koras just tons and tons of wreck. Same with Mr. Baka. They need to drop power right now. I know, I guess it's been in peril most of the game, especially now with these Noise Marines there. There's not really too much they can do. I guess they don't want to invest too much more into tier 1, especially if they are assuming, like what's happening, that their enemies are going into tier 2. There is only war getting popped on both of these squads. Probably going to see them go to Cinch if they continue with this ranged pile that they've been going with so far. Immediately, Koras popping generators, trying to use some of that wreck. Luckily, he's got these Hormagaunts coming in. I'm sure those Noise Marines will just hit the cacophonous sound. They do not, they retreat first. You can always hit that and then retreat after the melee is knocked down. It didn't matter this time, but that can often save you a model or two. Despite being on the back end of the tech race, the blue team's doing very well in DPs, almost 200 up right now, so they've got plenty of time to bring it back. They just need to get some power up and hit tier 2. You can see, looks like one of these Chaos Space Marine squads already upgraded with the Mark of Cinch. I'm sure we'll see the second one do the same. Looks like the red team is just going to strengthen that pile of ranged right there. And everything's sitting in a pile. They really just need some artillery to get in there and start hammering that range blob. Mechboy trying to get in some suppression, but just getting obliterated. Melee's coming in from the north side, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to deal with all this. Looks like the heretics are even going to stop worshipping, go into the fray, and suppress everything with a Doom Blast, forcing off the warriors and the Hormagaunts. Slugger Boys going in, trying to finish off a squad, but it doesn't look like they're gonna get it. They're taking tons of damage, even on retreat, and they go down. The Plague Cloud gets dropped. I don't even think that was necessary, all things considered, though. They probably could have just pushed that themselves. It scared off the Termagants, though, prevented any losses, and will allow these Noise Marines to go ahead and move in on that power unabated. The blue team is moving into tier 2 now, although Baka is looking pretty low on troops. Only 2 Shooter Boys on the field right now. And Noise Marines just once again tearing away at that power. Blue team's already spent lots of money rebuilding their entire farm. If they don't get out there to deal with those Noise Marines, they're going to lose it all once again. There's really no point in even popping down generators when your farm's under fire from Noise Marines. Noise Marines just annihilate it so fast. Normally with a squad you have one or maybe two flamers with sluggers, but Noise Marines, all three of them have those noise projecting. I don't even know what the weapons are called, I'll be honest. They're not blast masters, that's the big one, so whatever they are, they've got them. They wreck things. Hormagon's trying to cause some damage, but those Noise Marines just causing too much AoE, and at this point with those four members of the Siege Squad actually doing pretty nice damage. Oh no! A Warrior Squad goes down as well! Oh jeez! Hive Tyrant's down over here, fell down to just about everything it looks like. Tyranid player was probably focused on this side of the map trying to help out over here and lost his Hive Tyrant. Zoanthrope coming onto the field. Baka's got himself a Weird Boy, and I think that's exactly what they need. They're moving in the right direction to get a lot of this anti-blob range control units here. Now be careful getting those shooters too close to that Plague Champion, because that zap will jump right over to your units too. You got to be very careful with that. Weird Boy's shooting the heretics, doing a good job, but I think he really should have been focusing on those Chaos Space Marines, because a couple good shots into the middle of that will cause a lot of trouble. Meantime, Red Team's owned 2 VPs for quite a while, shrinking that victory point gain down to about 100 VPs and trying to turn that around, keeping the Blue Team's power supply pretty low all in all. Looks like Baka's getting himself some stick bombs. Koras looks like he was saving up that wreck for a reason. As soon as he hit tier 2, bought 2 zoanthropes and just gonna fire. Oh man! There go a bunch of heretics. They have to instantly retreat. One more shot would surely spell their doom. And the Hive Tyrant trying to get into position to do some hurt. Probably really needs that bonded exoskeleton to approach a ranged blob like of this size. Here comes another Plague Cloud. Everything instantly retreats. Does not want to mess with that. If you get caught out of position with a low HP, high model squad like Termagants, that'll be the end of them. So I really actually think they would have been able to push that a little harder had Crucifer moved up right there. Kind of left AZG fighting on his own. AZG used that Plague Cloud, but honestly, if all this was up there, they would have obliterated anything that would have stood in their way. So right now, we've got some stick bombers on the field. A second squad of stick bombers actually coming onto the field. Oh no, perfect squad! Oh no! So many guardsmen down right there. Perfect timing with the suppression. And then the stick bomber barrage. Oh, and a zap just to add insult to injury. Oh man. Look at them. Look at those guardsmen fall. It'd be very fortunate if that one Sarge gets out of there with 27 HP. Stick bomber's going down. 2 zones and 2 sticks. Blue team tells the red team, if you want to mass range, we can mass artillery. Not a problem. So we can hear that Blastmaster going off. I do know what that one's called. Already upgraded those Noise Marines to artillery. Crucifer getting himself a manticore on the field. And Styx just going down volley after volley on top of that setup squad right there. Oh man, I do love seeing some good stick bomber barrages. It can be insanely frustrating to fight against, but if you're the one tossed them, it's always a blast. One more well-placed volley. I'm surprised that Noise Marine squad is staying up there. Down bottom, we've got 2 zones firing on that heavy weapons team. AZG bringing out a vehicle, a Chaos Dreadnought. That's actually probably a pretty good choice. The zones can threaten that Dreadnought, but honestly, on their own, they probably won't be enough to take it out. Oh man, a nasty pile of sticks right there. Taking out, man, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 Chaos Space Marines. All intact. I think one turned to bits right there, but just getting knocked all over the place. Oh, but then he stunned his own Hive Tyrant. A little bit of friendly fire there from the Stick Bomber boys. Always an issue when you're playing team games. Got to stay clear of whatever you think those sticks are firing at. In the meantime, we can see Koras facing off with Crucifer. Those guardsmen taking heavy losses. I'm surprised Crucifer went for the Manticore instead of the Chimera. The Chimera could really help keep those guardsmen up there against those zoanthropes. Stick bombers coming in, and really vehicles would be all they need to kind of push the blue team back. Those zoanthropes can cause some hurt, but the sticks and the weird boy aren't going to do too much against a dreadnought or a walker. In the meantime, blue team's turned the tech race right around and gone tier 3. That artillery barrage, the 2 zones and the 2 stick bomb is really proving to be an efficacious strategy right here. Just been causing tons and tons of model losses so far. Catachans catch some Hormagaunts out of position, force them off the map. Commissar has to fall back too. Oh, he's getting knocked down by some warp shots off of those zoanthropes. He's going to need to run, get in range of his infantry so he can start healing back up with that stubbornness upgrade. He's actually fully teched out, has stubbornness, which of course lets him heal around his own men. Black Jacket, which will allow him to assassinate enemy units as well as his own. Stick bombs again trying to get a stun off right there. Chaos Dreadnought already upgraded with the Mark of Corn. So anything it gets close to, going to have to be very cautious. If it gets in range of those zoanthropes at all, they're just going to have to get the heck out of there. Hive Tyrant upgraded with the Crush Claw. I really think he should have probably gone for that Bonded Exoskeleton first, because overall he needs a way to get into the range fight. Oh man, the 2 zoanthropes have to retreat. Mech Boy firing some beamy Death Gun shots into that Corn Dreadnought. Although the problem with the Blood Rage on that Corn Dreadnought is that it's going to follow that Tyranid all the way back to his base. If those zoanthropes turn around and get a couple shots on it, it's going down, especially with that Hive Tyrant having the Crush Claw there. It's charging in. There's really nothing that AZG can do, and he's just going to have to watch and cry as that Chaos Dreadnought goes down. Big investment, really didn't do anything at all, unfortunately. Hit that Blood Rage. You really got to be careful with that. Once you hit it, unless you're the Sorcerer, who can, of course, teleport it back, that tends to happen fairly often, where it'll follow a retreating unit back to base. And if they have any AV there at all, leaving that Corn Dreadnought out there unsupported will pretty much be the end of it. Anyways, let's take a look around at the commanders. We already looked at the Commissar Lord. Plague Champion has the Mucus Discharge. We've seen him use that a couple times. That, of course, gives him the AoE heal, kind of similar to the Farseer Spirit Stones. And you can see Plague Champion just trying to lock down the center. Has Noise Marine Artillery, now has a heavy Bolter turret as well. And oh man, nice shot by the Noise Marine, turning some Shooter Boys into bits right there. And looks like all the support of the Imperial Guard Army coming in here as well. Some Stormtroopers now in the field with their assault kit, firing long-range shots into that infantry pile right there. Really oftentimes underestimate how much damage that does. Commissar Lord trying to get a kill in here, just haranguing these zoanthropes right now. Lictor trying to get that Commissar Lord down. They're going to need to be very careful though, as it is very low. It retreats at the last second. And, oh man, there goes the assassination. Finishes off that Lictor. Although the Imperial Guard infantry blob got zapped. He's taken a lot of damage from that, but that Lictor kill counts for a lot. Haven't seen that Manticore do too terribly much right now. Koras bringing a Carnifex on, and Baka bringing the big bad battle wagon. I really actually don't think that the red team has what it takes to deal. I mean, they're very anti-infantry right now. They don't have much to do with vehicles. The Carnifex and the battle wagon could really be a big deal in the terms of taking this middle point. 166 to 235. Red team finally taking the lead in VPs by about 60 or so. And oh man, that's not what their Tumorguns want to be. 2 squads of Siege and the Plague Champion. Gonna just obliterate them if they're not careful. And really, just seeing this Imperial Guard retreat time after time, Chimera would really help him stay out on the field and support his ally. But they're going to need something to deal with this Carnifex. Nice looking Manicore strike there. Look how spread out that rocket strike was. One on the Carnifex and then back here all along the edge of that firing radius. So stick bombs once again in position, 140 to 235. Blue team's in a good position to push forward as soon as that battle wagon comes out, but they're going to need to do it soon as their VPs are starting to tick down. Once you get down to about 100 VPs, you really have to start focusing on getting the map back. Mechboy still with his beanie def gun needs to get... Oh, man! That was a brutal shot. Here comes a Plague Cloud as well. But Stick Bomb is obliterating the entire Imperial Guard infantry force right there. Siege Marines trying to finish off a squad or two on retreat, but can't quite pull it off. Looks like the Orcs are firing something. Oh, it's the big boom gun right there from the battle wagon. Heavy weapons team upgraded with that las cannon. That Imperial Guard las cannon does some really nasty damage. And with that Noise Marine squad firing as well, that battle wagon needs to be very careful about approaching the center. Manticore desperately trying to run away from that Carnifex right now, but not going to pull it off, I don't think. Oh, the las cannon shot perfectly timed just as that Manticore was getting in a bad position, but it looks like the battle wagon is now also determined to take that thing out. It's only going to take one more shot, I think, to finish it off, especially with that Carnifex right there. There's one shot. It's going to need one more. Carnifex takes a poke, and that Manticore collapses. Plague Champion already upgraded with his Armor of Pestilence and his Plague Fist now, which will actually allow him to tank pretty well. He should probably just turn around and fight that Carnifex. He's not going to be able to catch up. That Armor of Pestilence does slow him down pretty well. In the meantime, Hive Tyrant approached that heavy bolter turret and manages to take it out. Noise Marines have to fall back as they're taking fire from the Orc battle wagon, and in the meantime, the blue team's infantry forces are moving back into the middle. Termagant broods and a big old pile of Orcs moving in there. 70 VPs though. The blue team's really going to need to take the map and pretty much hold it for the rest of the game. Big old pile of infantry right here. A Tyrannoform went down but didn't take anything out. Did some heavy damage to the heavy weapons team, but oh man, and here comes all the artillery. Sticks going down everywhere. Oh, and here comes a nice looking Rops combined with Warp Vomit. 3 squads right in the middle of that take a big rock. 1, 2. Oh no, that's 3 squads that just went down. 4th almost. Carnifex in pursuit. Plague Champion took a hit and absorbed it. In the meantime, Carnifex pulls off, lets that last member get away, and oh man, that was 2 squads of Chaos Space Marines. The Catachin Devils and the Guardsman was the one that just barely escaped. That was a good rocks, and that's what I live for, is a good rocks. I love seeing that just perfectly placed nuke that obliterates everything. Rocks and Rocket Run, just arguably the best nukes in the game. Mechboy really doesn't need this beanie def gun. He needs to remember to switch. Oh, we see the Mega Rumbler's been purchased right now. I thought I saw him upgrading the custom force field, but apparently he's got himself a Mega Rumbler right now. Stick Bombs going down yet again. Those Stick Bombers have paid for themselves time and time again so far this game. 59 to 203. Blue team's got the map back. Gonna be getting a triple cap here in a second, it looks like. Oh man, there's another big shot from the battle wagon. Commissar Lord trying to tank away here. Did upgrade to his Fist of Brachus. Mechboy gonna start pouring some beamy def gun shots into that last power farm of the red team. Red team in a very bad spot right now. This could be an auspicious day for the Orc forces. That between that battle wagon and the rocks, really turning this game in their favor. Crucifer is going to get himself a Lemon Rust tank. This battle wagon is actually pretty beat up. That Mechboy needs to start repairing it. Nice use of the Commissar Flare right there. But that does not stop those Stick Bombers from throwing. Plague Champion come out, got himself a squad of Plague Marines. They're really, you can see it now with these 2 vehicles out here, the Carnifex, of course, and the Battle Wagon. The blue team really trying to take out the vehicles, changing their army focus to a very anti-vehicle based army right here. Mechboy's got some knobs on the field, and I really don't think without those 2 squads of Siege Marines, they're not going to be able to deal with those very well at all. Nutshell Fall being activated. Guardsmen now going to be focusing down those knobs, doing some pretty reasonable damage, but they're not going to be able to chip it away quick enough. Las Cannon trying to get into position to help out these Plague Marines with the Battle Wagon, but with those knobs right there, Oh no, there goes the Mega Rumbler. Everything's getting knocked down. Carnifex is moving in. They don't care about the Mega Rumbler. They're just going to go in and start stabbing away at those Plague Marines. And there they go. Lemon Russ on the field, 50-50 right now. But a triple cap in Blue's favor. 2 Carnifexes charging around. That Lemon Russ is trying to get in some shots on these Carnifexes, but the Mech Boy teleports in at point-blank range, drops a beamy shot in its face. Carnifex is finishing off that tank, that heavy weapon squad retreating as fast as it can, but Carnifex is finished off the Lemon Russ tank, and now it's looking pretty dire for the red team's Imperial Guard base. Carnifex is just charging on in there as the last few VPs tick away. Plague Marines in here trying to take out those Warriors, but they are way too late. 59-0 final score, and here comes the Mech Boy right in the middle of that epicenter of the Mega Rumbler right there. Battle Wagon and Carnifex come onto the field just in time, and that rocks. Oh, that rocks. I think this sums it up right here. This Carnifex just chowing down on a guardsman, and you know, that's pretty much the game. Red team went super heavy ranged. Blue team countered with super heavy artillery. Brought some vehicles in at the end, and just closed it out really nicely and really with some serious flair. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed these couple games tonight. This is Red-Rupee, of course. Feel free to subscribe, leave some comments, discuss the game. I will catch you guys next time.